So it was basically just like a sugar daddy situation. He was actually married, so I was doing something I really ain't got no business doing at that point. And so at that time, I like drank a lot, and I knew I was doing something I ain't had no business doing. So to like keep myself from really thinking about it, I drank a lot. I smoked weed like all day. Like I wake up, roll a blunt, smoke. Like I just smoked all day. Like I was high throughout all my days, y'all. Like I don't know what was going on. Like I was just high, so I was able to like zone out the whole day. I ended up moving to Austin. He got me an apartment there, and he come see me when he had time, and like got away from his wife and his family. At the time, I was like had made friends too with this older woman in the club, and I think that's like a really big thing too. Like I say, like you meet these older women in the club, and they like teach you all this other stuff, and you just don't even know what's going on. And she was actually the one who told me I should deal with him, and like I wasn't thinking straight. I wasn't being about my money, and she was telling me how like I needed to like focus on me because these men will never care about you, and like all this stuff. And you know, it's like you get these people around you, and you look up to them, and they like completely like seeing you on a whole little wild goose chase, and it's not on purpose. Honestly, I don't think it's on purpose. I think they really believe that they are helping you, but you end up in like just a deeper, crazier situation. Okay, y'all, I don't know what's going on, but I'm having the hardest time ever making this video for y'all. Like this story time telling it. That's why my makeup and everything is already done, because I wasn't able to upload the videos. The internet started not working. My phone storage started saying it was too full. It wouldn't download. My phone completely frozen to where it wouldn't turn off. And then I had to try to reset it to turn it back on. It was a whole thing, y'all. So I ended up finishing getting ready and then going out to dinner because I had to go meet my son's father to go pick him up because he had him for Thanksgiving. But anyways, y'all. So as I was going over the videos for posting, God told me like I left out some key trauma points, like things that happened to me during those times, because I don't know, like when you go through trauma, you kind of just like push it in the back of your head. You kind of like try to forget those things even happened. But dang, y'all, the Wi-Fi just broke up again. This is crazy, but a couple of things did happen that I did not mention. So when I was telling you I was like living in a hotel or whatever, and then my homegirl and the guy that she was with, his family said they could come live here. So I ended up being in the hotel by myself for a while first. And I had told one of the girls that was going on that I was, older girls that I was close to at the club. And she invited me to come stay and have a room at her place. But I had to pay like first month rent. And it was like, I was spending so much money, y'all, on hotels, like staying there. Like it was like a decent hotel because I was scared to stay in somewhere that was too cheap. And like I didn't want to get robbed or nothing like that. So I was spending a lot of money, like $200 a night to stay at like a hotel. Like it was crazy. And then like food, and then of course I gotta play house to work. Then I gotta make sure I'm dressed nice. Like I always looked good and like was like making sure I was like up to par, because you gotta like money to make money in that kind of situation. So basically I needed first month rent to give to her, and I didn't know how I was gonna do that. And at that time I had just met this guy from Opalaca that I call Poppy, and he was like this like Spanish and black guy that I had met from Opalaca, Miami. And he had he knew what was going on, and he basically told me like, okay, well, I can get you a place or whatever, but like if I get you a place, like then basically I want to have all access to that place that I get you. Like I want to be able to do what I want to do there and come in and out or whatever. And I'm like, oh no, like, you know, like I wasn't sure how I was feeling about that, because I like knew what he did kind of situation. And I'm like, you know, like, that don't sound safe to me kind of situation. And I just didn't want no man in my house, especially after getting out of the situation I got into. I didn't want to, like, jump into a situation with this man and be, like, staying in a house where this man has complete access to me to do whatever he want to do and, like, run the house. So he was like, okay, well, like, if you don't want to do that, then I got something you can do for you to get some money so you can pay to the girl or whatever for you to stay over there. And you can get like a lump sum of money. So I'm like, okay, like what is that? Like what you need me to do? So basically he like I need you to take a trip or whatever. And I don't know, like if you're in the streets, you know what take a trip mean basically. I don't know how much I can really say on this TikTok of what that is pertaining to, but basically I had to go with him down to Miami. We rode down to Miami together, and then it was like I rented a car, and well, I didn't rent the car in my name because I was like, no, like I'm not gonna rent the car in my name or whatever. He had somebody else rent the car. I don't know who he had rent the car. But they rented the car. They did whatever they had to do with the car, and then I drove the car back. As I drove the car back, basically I was following him on the way back to Tampa or whatever. So, I was terrified because I knew, like, obviously I'm doing something I'm not supposed to be doing. Like, I don't know what's in the car, but I'm driving this car. So, to get this money so I can get a place to live. So, y'all, I'm like just praying the whole, 3.5, 4 hour drive to Tampa. Like, please just spare me. Like, don't let me get pulled over. Like, don't let nothing happen to us. Let us make it back home. Like, I just need this so I can get on my feet and like do what I have to do. Like, I'm not gonna do this again. Like, this one time thing, God, like, please just let me make it through this, y'all. So as scared as I was, I still made it back, and I made it back to that house. Another traumatic thing that I forgot to mention was actually in the islands, when I was living in the islands. Yeah, like I had left because that man, I found out he was like talking to all these other girls, but also I had something happen to me at the place that I was staying at, because we stayed in basically like a house. It was a compound for all the girls who worked in the club, because it was girls flew in for all over the continent. Like it was girls from like all over the islands over there, and it was girls from the United States. We were all living in this one apartment that this one big house that we shared, and we all had like roommates and rooms or whatever, but the door locked. Like, it locked. As soon as you closed it, it locked, and it was no way to get into there unless you were let in or you had a key, right? So it's supposed to be safe. We got cameras, everything, and y'all, I was making so much money, and basically one of the girls had to be like hating on me and like was mad about the money I made, and they must have let a man in, y'all. I was it was after work. I was asleep in my room, y'all, and I'm knocked out because I'm drinking. Like, I usually drink at the club and stuff like that, so I'm drunk, like knocked out, sleep. And I don't know what it was, but something just like told me to get up, like just a fear, panic, told me to wake up, y'all. And I wake up, and just talking about it just brings like just complete panic and fear to me. Like, and I must have woke up, look, and it's like I barely looked aside, so I could feel this man just like laying next to me, like staring on top of me, y'all, like crazy, looking crazy, like he coked out, like eyes buck wide. And I look and see, and then I look down like slowly, like I'm not making no sudden movements because I'm like, what's going on? Like, I'm scared this man is in the bed. I don't know what he's doing. Like, he looked crazy, and he fully clothed. He's just on top of the bed staring at me, and I see a machete, y'all. I kid you not, a machete in this man's hand. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, what does he want? Like, I don't know what's gonna happen, like what he's here to do. Like, I'm terrified. And he like, where the money at? And I'm like, money? And he's like, yeah, where all your money at? Like, give me the money. So I'm like, okay, well, let me get up and get it, because I had the money hidden. And I was like, okay, well, let me get up and get it. So I got up and like got some money. I didn't get all the money, but I went to one of the places where I had some money, and I gave him the money, and like he took some of the stuff I had there. I had like some luxury glasses and like some jewelry and stuff, and he took it all, and he took the money, and I was just like, okay, like that's all I got. Like, please just take that, you know, and go or whatever. And I was like, it was like, I don't know what happened. It was like he was staring at me. It was like he wanted to do something, but it was like something stopped him from doing whatever else he wanted to do. And he was just like, I don't know, it's like something clicked in his head, and he was just like, okay, like I'm gonna take this and go. So he like took it and left, and like, oh my God, y'all, like it was like I let off the biggest like sigh of like release, like I could breathe, and I was just like crying instantly. I started just crying and screaming, and it was so crazy because like when he was there, I was not even screaming, and then the girls like rushed into the room like, oh my god, what happened? So I like tell them what happened. Everybody's like, what? But obviously, like, somebody had to let that man in the house, y'all. It was no way. When I tell you, it was no way to get in there unless you had a key to the door. But I was, like, the top earner in the house. And so, basically, like, one of the girls told me, like, yeah, like, one of the girls was hating on you. Like, it had to be her that let him in, blah, 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 because she know him, blah, blah, blah. So, I'm like, okay, whatever. So, I called the owner of the complex, and I tell him, like, what happened, what's going on. He's like, oh, well, I got cameras, and I'll run them back, blah, blah, blah. And basically, the Virgin Islands is a very small place, so they was able to see that man on camera and know exactly who he was, because everybody know everybody in the Virgin Islands because it's that small. So they knew who it was. They went to his job. He had a job. He went to work, y'all. He went to work like nothing happened. He had a job. He went to work. He got arrested. They went looking in pockets. All the stuff I said was missing. He had it, the money, everything. Like, it was crazy, y'all. But yeah, that was another reason I left, because I was so terrified. Like, after that happened, like, it was like I couldn't even sleep at night, y'all. I was so scared, just like on edge all the time. Like, I kept seeing him like in my dreams and stuff, and I thought he was just gonna pop up at any time. But yeah, so I needed to include that part. God wanted me to share that with y'all, like the those things that had happened. But yeah, so after that,